You Raise Me Up is a song that was originally composed by duo Secret Garden. The music was written by Secret Garden's Rolf Løvland and the lyrics by Brendan Graham. After the song was performed early in 2002 by the Secret Garden and their invited lead singer, Brian Kennedy, the song only became a minor UK hit. The song has been recorded by more than 100 other artists including Josh Groban, who popularized the song in 2003. His rendition became a hit in the United States. The Irish band Westlife then popularized the song in the United Kingdom 2 years later. You Raise Me Up is sung as a contemporary hymn in church services. Background: the song was originally written as an instrumental piece entitled Silent Story. Parts of the melody resemble the traditional Irish tune Londonderry, which is best known as the usual tune to the 1910 song Danny Boy. Løvland approached Irish novelist and songwriter Brendan Graham to write the lyrics to his melody after reading Graham's novels. The song was written by and for Løvland himself and performed for the very first time at the funeral of Løvland's mother. Here he noted "Oh, if there's something about the song people are embracing, which becomes emotionally strong. I believe people think of it as a song they use for their own stuff." In 2002 it was released on the Secret Garden album Once in a Red Moon, with the vocals sung by Irish singer Brian Kennedy, and sold well in both Ireland and Norway. Originally, Brian Kennedy was supposed to follow Secret Garden on their Asian tour in 2002, but fell ill, and could not attend. He was replaced by Norwegian singer Jan Werner Danielsen, who also later recorded the song together with Secret Garden. A demo version of this recording was released in 2010, on Danielsen's posthumous compilation album One More Time, The Very Best Of, which included several previously unpublished recordings. Popularity: although the original version did not chart internationally, the song has now been covered more than 125 times, with the most successful covers being by Josh Groban, Westlife, Daniel O'Donnell and Dutch pop stars winner Wesley Cline. The song has also found success as part of a 3-song EP entitled George Best, a tribute by Peter Corrie and the song's original vocalist Brian Kennedy, which reached number 4 in the UK. In 2004, the song was played more than 500,000 times on American radio. In late 2005, there were over 80 versions available in USA alone, and it has become nominated for Gospel Music Awards 4 times, including Song of the Year. On September 21, 2006, You Raise Me Up became the first song to have sold over 76,000 copies of the score on the popular sheet music website musicnotes.com. Josh Groban version: in 2003, David Foster decided to produce the song after being introduced to it by Frank Patron of Pear Music, the song's publisher. He chose the up-and-coming Josh Groban to record the song, which was accompanied by the great tenor Craig von Venick of The Establishment. Groban's version made it to number 1 on the Billboard Adult Contemporary chart in early 2004 and remained there for 6 weeks. This version also peaked at number 73 on the Billboard Hot 100, his first single to do so, and was nominated for a 2005 Grammy Award. Performances: Groban performed the song at Super Bowl XXVI, in a special NASA commemoration for the crew of the Space Shuttle Columbia disaster. A special surprise performance by Groban, for Oprah Winfrey's 50th birthday, also gave You Raise Me Up massive international prominence. On April 25, 2007, Groban also performed it at the first Idol Gives Back concert, along with the African Children's Choir. This version was released as a single and peaked at number 76 on the Billboard Hot 100. He performed this version with the African Children's Choir again on the Ellen DeGeneres Show on August 10, 2007. On May 26, 2007, Josh Groban appeared on BBC's talent show Any Dream Will Do to select one of the remaining contestants to perform the song with him. He chose show favourite and eventual winner Lee Mead, whilst the other 4 contestants performed as backing singers. Following this, the solo version of You Raise Me Up charted in the UK at number 74, making it his first chart entry there. Charts: Westlife version: You Raise Me Up was the lead single from Westlife's 5th studio album, Face to Face. This version is one of the most successful covers of the song, peaking at number 1 on the UK singles chart, the only version to do so. This was the band's 13th #1 single as well as the first single to be released following the departure of Brian McFadden from the group. The single sold 540,000 copies on UK so far. Westlife performed this song with Secret Garden at the 2005 Nobel Peace Prize concert. On December 11, 2009, they performed it again at the 2009 Nobel Peace Prize concert celebrating US President Barack Obama. When Louis Walsh suggested the band to record it, Phil and Egan Byrne and Feely were against it, saying it was a church song, and would not be a success. They also said they did not want to record it. However, they have since claimed in 2011, 6 years after the single's release, that the song changed their careers and were glad they recorded it. The backing track is reused in the Spanish version of this song, Poticía, performed by El Divo in their Siempre album. Tours performed at: Face to Face Tour, The Love Tour, Back Home Tour, Where We Are Tour, Gravity Tour, The Farewell Tour. Track listing: UK CD1, You Raise Me Up Euro 400, World of Our Own Euro 330, UK CD2, You Raise Me Up Euro 400, Flying Without Wings Euro 330, My Love Euro 348. Charts, year-end charts, Wesley version. On the second season of Pop Stars in the Netherlands, You Raise Me Up was recorded by each of the 4 finalists, Kim Stuka, Crystal Rolf, Joshua Newton and Wesley Klein. When Klein won, his version was released as a single in the Netherlands under the Monen and Wesley, peaking at number 4 in the Dutch Top 40 and staying in the charts for 11 weeks, making it the first version of the song to reach the top 10 in the Netherlands. The song was subsequently released as the final track on his debut album Vandaag en Morgen. Charts, other covers, British singer Becky Taylor covered the song on her second album Shine, released before Josh Groban's version. The song was recorded by Daniel O'Donnell in 2003 and was a hit throughout Ireland and the UK, charting at number 22 in the UK. A version by Christian group Cello went to number 1 on Billboard's Christian charts and was included on their 2004 album Hiding Place. This recording was nominated for Song of the Year at the 2005 Dove Awards. Brian Kennedy re-released the single after performing it at Northern Irish football player George Best's funeral on December 3, 2005. The song charted in the UK at number 4 in January 2006. The song has also been released by Al Jones, Ronan Tanan, Cecil Kikjaba, Russell Watson, Javier Fontana, Sella, Celtic Woman, David Tybinovsky, Tommy Fleming, Michael Ball, and the Celtic Tenors with Samantha Mumba, this time with an R&B flow to it. Azar Jinder has written lyrics in Swedish, Ra Paragraph of Vidmin's Jar Currency L, and was recorded by Sanna Nielsen and is included on her 2006 album Na Currency Ra Mej, Na Currency Ra Dej. In 2007, the song was recorded by Croatian singer Ivo Gamulangiani in Croatian under the name Ljubav to CT. The song was also recorded by Daniel Beck, a Mormon musician. The song was used for EFY's 2007 CD Power and Purity. Lisa Kelly recorded a solo version for the album Celtic Woman. In 2007, Celtic Woman covered this song, and it is used as the theme song of a Japanese TV drama by Akutai. The song was covered in Japanese by Korean-American singer Lena Park as the opening theme to the Japanese anime TV series Romeo x Juliet, which premiered in Japan on April 2007. Park also covered an English version of the song, which was featured in episodes 7 and 24 of the English version of the series, released in 2 sets in both June and August 2009. On November 10, 2007 the song was performed live in Series 4 of UK show, The X Factor by contestant, Rigian Roberts. The performance received highly positive praise from all 4 judges, Simon Cowell, Sharon Osbourne, Louis Walsh and Dania Minogue. 5 weeks later, on December 15, 2007, Rigian Roberts performed the song on The X Factor with Welsh mezzo-soprano Catherine Jenkins. Paul Potts and El Divo separately recorded a Spanish version of this song called Poticía copyright. This loosely translated version appears on Potts' One Chance album and El Divo's Siempre. On May 10, 2008, Austin Blackburn performed the song as part of his Britain's Got Talent audition using a common hardware saw as his instrument of choice. On May 6, 2008, Manu Castellano performed the Spanish version in Operación Cube en Triunfo. Connie Talbot included You Raise Me Up on her re-released album Over the Rainbow. Talbot also included You Raise Me Up as the second track on her two singles Three Little Birds, and I Will Always Love You. In July 2008, Donald Braswell too was auditioning for the third season of America's Got Talent, and at first didn't please anyone, but after halfway through the song, the whole crowd cheered as he finished the song. On September 2, 2008, Tom Williams performed the song on Australian Idol in the top 24. On September 27, 2008, Korean idol group TVXQ performed the song with blind pianist Yeon on SBS Chocolate. On October 19, 2008, the song was performed by later winner Freak Bartels in the semi-finals of Obsognard Joseph. On November 16, 2008, the song video on YouTube was performed by Michael Hurt from Potsdam in the show Das Supertalent using his harmonica. This version charted in Switzerland at number 76 chart performance for Michael Hurt version. On November 22, 2008, Ola and Abul performed it together with the Royal Philharmonic Ensemble and the Vienna Peace Choir at the Global Peace Festival in Excel Centre, London. Video on YouTube. On December 9, 2008, Isgol Glanathi, runners-up and the BBC's Last Choir Standing, released a CD, O Fortuna, which had a Welsh version of You Raise Me Up Ditch Fur Fee. On March 28, 2008, runner-up, Laura, performed the song Live in the final of the Danish X Factor. On April 21, 2009, Celtic Woman performed You Raise Me Up on the popular American TV show Dancing with the Stars. On May 2, 2009, David Foster Protka copyright Caris released a rendition of You Raise Me Up for a Mother's Day album. This song was produced by Star Records of the Philippines. Also on May 2, 2009, South Korean boy band SHINee's lead vocalist Shin Hye-sung successfully performed You Raise Me Up towards the end of his concert during the 2009 Keep Leaves tour in Seoul. The performance was featured in his DVD of the concert, which was released in the same year, as the 20th track. On May 9, 2009, Transmontana performed Potty Sierra copyright video on YouTube. The Spanish version of You Raise Me Up together with an orchestra that joined teachers and students from the Conservatorio Cube Rio Regional de Música de Villarreal, conducted by Maestro Vasco Souza. Luis Rocha, Gaiato, the soloist of this cover, was considered the best voice that ever stood on Villarreal's theatre stage. On May 9, 2009, Girls' Generation member Jessica and solo artist Lena Park performed You Raise Me Up at the Korea Times Music Festival at the Hollywood Bowl in LA. On August 3, 2009, Rap Salazar rendered the song at the necrological service of former Philippine President Corazon Aquino. Paul Byram of Celtic Thunder, produced by the producer of Celtic Woman, recorded a cover in spring 2009. Australian duo Generation Gap recorded the song for their album, A New Beginning, which was released in December 2009. German musical actor Andreas Bieber sang the song as a duet with international star Pierre Doze on his album No Frontiers. In September 2008, Jewish pop star, Yaakov Shweki covered the song with some minor changes to the lyrics, so as to be acceptable by the Orthodox population. In 2010, fans of Colchester United FC began to adopt the song as an anthem to be performed in traditional choral style on match days while travelling on public transport, on the terraces at away matches and to the delight of the locals in pubs up and down the land. In January 2010, a Tahitian adaptation by Ronnie Teraipa, titled Eao Maohi World by COJT was released. On February 17, 2010, this song was performed by Korean girl group Brown Eyed Girls to commemorate the return of the nation's popular Minute Countdown 2010. It is also to perform for the survivors of the Haiti earthquake. On February 18, 2010, this song was again performed by Korean artists on the KBS Music Bank, ranging from Jockwon of 2AM, Kim Jong-kook, to Aeon and Jessica of Girls' Generation, Jang Hee-young, Min Kyung-hoon and Yoon Young-hwa of CN Blue. It is also to perform for the survivors of the Haiti earthquake. On June 8, 2010, The song was used in a mashup with Olivia Newton-John's Magic on the Season 1 finale of Glee. In 2010, the German singer Helene Fischer performed the song on her So Why Ich Bin tour. A Finnish version of the song was recorded by Kari Tapio titled Kuin Taivaisian. Japanese voice actress Ayumi Takagaki covered the song in her cover album, Melodia. The track itself is firstly included in her single, Kimi ga Irabasho as the secondary coupling song. In August 2010, cantopop singer Mimi Lo recorded a Cantonese version of the song for her compilation album, Very Meaningful. Sony Australia has included a version by Australian singer Mark Vincent on the new album Flood Relief, Artists for the Flood Appeal. The album was recorded to raise much-needed funds for the victims of the devastating floods in Queensland and northern New South Wales. For the semi-finals of K-pop Star in Korea, Park Jimin covered this song. Ontario, 2011, the Catalan singer Sergio Dalma has sung a Catalan version titled Em Duns Fora Seccionar with the boys' choir of the Escolania de Montserrat for the Marita Cube de TV3, a telethon broadcast every year by Televisió Cube de Catalunya. In January 2011, Real Radio Scotland DJ Steve McKenna did a cover of the song for Help for Heroes. An arrangement by Louis Amick Lalonde was produced for the 19th Annual Inspire National Aboriginal Achievement Awards, held in Vancouver February 24, 2012 and broadcast nationally. Introduced by hosts Theoren Fleury and Carmen Moore, an all-star performance by Noel Maracle, Andrea Menard, Jani Lawson, Rita Coolidge, Sandy Schofield, Farah Palmer, Inez Jasper, Leela Gilday. On August 17, 2012, an arrangement was performed by the Mormon Tabernacle Choir for the 85th birthday celebration of Thomas S. Monson in the LDS Conference Center in Salt Lake City, Utah. Hayley Westenra sang this song with the two Korean singers in Opera Star in 2012 as the grand finale. On September 30, 2013, Filipina Invasion, Jolina Magdangal sang this version in Filipino as Nasang Down for her upcoming album, scheduled to be released in March 2014. American singer Nick Palance performs Live for Charity at CVAP Coachella Valley Alumni Panhellenic April, 2014, in Palm Springs, Indiana, 2014. John Barrowman covered the song on his album You Raise Me Up. Used in popular culture, Secret Garden's version of the song was used in an episode of As the World Turns on April 20, 2002. In 2004, Australian Idol Top 12 contestant Daniel Bell sang the song for his pop songs selection, and it has become one of the most performed songs on similar shows across the world. RTE screened a Royersmond-produced documentary titled You Raise Me Up on New Year's Day 2006. First screened a year earlier, this updated edition included the most recent successes for the song, as well as the story of how the song first came to be written by Løvland and Graham. Shizuka Arakawa, the 2006 Olympic gold medalist in figure skating, used the piece as an exhibition number for many shows and professional competitions from 2005 to Euro 2010. Michelle Kwan skated to the song during the 2004 Champion on Ice Tour and other competitions in 2005. Caroline Zhang skated this song in her exhibitions in the 2006 Euro 2007 and 2007 Euro 2008 skating season. On July 26, 2007, the song was performed on 6th International Competition of Young Singers of Popular Music The New Wave by Andris Urgelis representing Latvia on this contest. Song accompaniment recorded by Swedish producers from Sunday Music for Latvian music company Microphone Records. On February 18, 2008, You Raise Me Up was released as the title of an album with 40 uplifting songs including Elton John, Russell Watson, Girls Aloud, and Shane Hampshire. On March 27, Euro 29, 2009, the Australian Foster Care Conference in Fremantle, Western Australia used the title of the song You Raise Me Up as the conference theme and the song lyrics were posted on their website. Raise Me Up in the context of foster care carries the dual meaning of raising, bringing up or growing up, the foster child, and in doing so lifting them up high and giving them the opportunity to achieve great things. The song is very briefly covered by the cast of Glee in the episode Journey to Regionals as a mashup with Olivia Newton-John's Magic. On July 23, 2010, the song was used as background for the announcement of the winners of the Time of My Life duet winners on Big Brother 10 as part of the series' two-day Glee-themed task. The song is played on a car radio during a sequence in the 2012 film Fun Size. The song was translated into Japanese by Korean-American singer Lena Park, and this version was used as the opening song of the anime Romeo x Juliet. IK Start, a Norwegian football club, uses this song as a club anthem. X Factor judge Simon Cowell has named You Raise Me Up one of his favorite songs. Recently, the song got played in the bus radio for the 465 Carats Transit Driver, a Hamden, Connecticut-based pop new age artist, during the 465 Carats Transit Driver's upcoming first instrumental debut album, The Bridge promotional advertisement. In the show Big School, Mr. Martin, along with the school choir, sang You Raise Me Up for Ms. Poston's charity talent show. This was episode 2 of the show. During Shelton High School's pre-recorded live segment on New Year's Eve, 5 of the boys that can make up the boy band are, Angel McInnes, from New Haven, Connecticut, Michael Harris from Port Chester, New York, David Wong from Milford, Connecticut, Jaime Kennedy from Branford, Connecticut, and Nicholas Rodriguez from North Haven, Connecticut performed this song backed by the Branford High School Singing Hornets. References. External links: Thorns Music, full lyrics of this song at Metro Lyrics.